Hello guys, today I'm going to review the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 1. That's the original, the first season back in the old 90s. Obviously this review is going to say whether it's still as good as you would remember, or really, really bad. Let's start with the fact that it's based on a Japanese TV series that you can tell because most of the fight scenes are actually the original Japanese, and most of the footage of the bad guys are the original Japanese. The main character, Rita, who lives on the moon, obviously, and her gang of bumbling sidekicks, who are all the original Japanese cast. And the fight scenes, obviously the characters wear suits and masks, so when the Americans transform, it then cuts to the original Japanese fight. So basically you can, as a kid I didn't notice, to be honest, but as an adult it's blatantly obvious. Like the Power Rangers will be in a park, the American Power Rangers obviously, they'll be having a picnic in the park, the bad guy turns up, cuts away to the bad guy's face, they're hardly ever shot together, and then it will cut to them being transformed into their suits, and they'll be in a warehouse district. How did that happen? I have no idea. They don't. Sometimes it is blatantly that obvious that it's the original Japanese. The quality of the footage is quite noticeably different when it cuts to the original Japanese. Now, let's get on to the bad stuff, okay? Bad stuff, the scripts are terrible and ham-fisted. If you can say there's much of a plot in any of the stories, because quite frankly, if you can take in the opening times, the time that it's you watch the opening sequence and ending sequence, it's each episode's only 20 minutes, and those take up about 2-3 minutes, and then you have the transformation sequences, which when they're transforming into the Power Rangers, and then when they're then they get their dinosaur Zoids out. This is all stock footage, and then them going into their robots Zoids, and then them transforming into the Megazord, and then them getting the sword, and then them calling out the Dragon Zoid when they need it, and then transforming into the Dragon Man / Megazord type thing. And then there's another one as well as that. That takes up, all of that takes up about a good 10 minutes of the 20-minute show. Now let's get back to, so yeah, not much story, and like I said, the script is pretty terrible, as in, you know, they will really kind of like have moral kind of themes to them, such as helping each other, working as a team, helping the environment, looking after animals, but they don't even put it into the story very well. They just go, remember Billy, it's working as a team that got us through that fight, and look at and pick up your rubbish after you. It's just, yeah, the acting is, like I said, is pretty bad, and top of the script, dodgy, very dodgy. And then you have Bulk and Skull, who, if I remember rightly, I watched the modern version of the Power Rangers, the Samurai version or whatever, and Bulk and Skull are in that one, so maybe they've actually been in every version of the American version of Power Rangers. Now, as a kid, you hated Bulk and Skull. They were and you're like, yeah, Power Rangers got the best of them. Now watching as an adult, the Bulk and Skull are supposed to be the bullies, but the Power Rangers come across as the bullies. Bulk and Skull, they try hard in the script. They try hard to make them come across bad guys. They're all like, "Oh, we're gonna steal this. But it's like, you know, I'm gonna steal their plants that we're planting and plant it somewhere else so we get a good grade." It's nothing serious. Skull is backwards, to say the least. His IQ is so low that he should probably be in a special school. And Bulk is, well, bulky. He's huge. Now, they're so inept. They spend, and then that's another thing, they spend another several minutes of each episode falling into water or falling into paint or falling into jelly that it takes up. So there's basically only about 2 minutes of plot by the end of all this. Now, why I say the Power Rangers are the bullies is, well, because the Power Rangers are perfect. They have they're all skinny. The guys got muscles. They're all good at best at martial arts. Billy is the super genius. Zach's the best dancer in the world. On top of that, they're superheroes. And Bulk and Skull are special children at the back of the class. And when the Power Rangers laugh at them when they fall in face first into a pie, you just feel sorry for Bulk and Skull. Now, the original season is actually a lot longer than I thought it was. There's a lot of episodes to go through. If I look at the case here, I think it says it's 1,300 minutes long, the first season. And there's obviously the films. But I know I've slagged it off really badly. And obviously, that's not even talking about the merchandise, forcing the merchandise down your throats every 2 seconds. Oh, we've got a new gun, we've got a new weapon, and if you get all the figures and you can combine all those weapons together to make a super weapon, and you got more Zoids, you got another new Zoid after 10 episodes and another Zoid, and there's a new bad guy every episode you can get. And obviously that is a bit dubious about forcing, oh look kids, buy this, or else you're not cool, you're not in the Power Rangers. And obviously the slightly racist part of the Power Rangers, they did this by accident. I generally believe that they did this by accident, but Black Ranger is a black guy. Yellow Ranger is an Asian girl. Now, if you're an adult, you can go, oh, that is really quite racist. And apparently they didn't notice until after a certain amount of episodes, and obviously they couldn't change them then. Now, when it comes to the people that made this, I'm not sure whether them cutting up the fight scenes from the original Japanese was them just trying to save money or save energy. They couldn't be bothered to do their own, or they genuinely loved the original and wanted to show as much of the original as they could by having their voiceovers do the plot when they're fighting in the original Japanese versions. And yes, again, if I remember rightly, the Yellow Ranger in the Japanese is a guy, and in the American version she's a girl, and if you look you can tell. And plus Red Ranger is really muscly in the American version, but not so muscly in the when he's fighting for some reason. And then you have the robot. Oh God, he's annoying. He has a catchphrase called, it goes, "Aye, aye, 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 aye," and he says it like 20 times per episode. It gets really annoying. And again, I do apologise, it does sound like I hate this show, but in fact I don't. I don't know why. Maybe it's a nostalgic thing. I loved it so much when I was younger. Maybe it's because it's partly Japanese, and I have a thing for Japanese stuff. But I really enjoyed watching this. Now I'm going to give it 2 marks. because obviously there's some people who have watched this and when they were kids who will enjoy it a lot more than people who've never watched it before. They're just getting into it. Now, other good things, the monsters look awesome. They do look obviously like, this is 90s, they do look like guys in rubber suits, but they look generally quite scary, some of them, and some of the plots, like I said, there's not much there, but you can kind of see a kind of good plot in there, and generally there's like a few like double episodes that actually feel like the Power Rangers could actually lose, like the Red Ranger might be trapped, the Megazord just got destroyed, and their headquarters is destroyed as well. You quite honestly thought, I know they're going to win, but how? There are a couple episodes where you generally think, oh, this is quite dark. And like I said, the monsters are awesome. And the fights are obviously not that good if you actually know what you're looking for, but they come across awesome anyway if you ignore the fact it's all just cut, and it could be a 10-year-old could do it if they got a good editor. And the Megazord still looks amazing. I still would like to pilot it. So even though it's kind of so bad, but so bad it's good. If you've watched it when you were a kid, I'd give this an 8 out of 10. It's still fun to watch. I would stick it on and lose about 2 or 3 hours without even noticing that time had gone. And then if you've not seen it as a kid, I'd give it 6.5 out of 10, because there you can probably find the originals, which are a lot better, somewhere on the internet. So there you go, guys. That's the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for you.